Water quality is often thought to be a standard for bodies of water. The quality of the water is dependent on the chemical, physical, and biological components of the water. Most times you will hear this term used for addressing waterways and how clean they are. The Environmental Protection Agency has a set standard that is used to determine the condition of drinking water and if said water needs a certain level of treatment due to its state. Water quality is important to determine based on the purpose of the water. Much like everything in the natural world, water quality greatly affects the plants, wildlife, micro and macroorganisms that exist in and around the body of water. If the water is polluted, it may not be able to sustain much life. Riparian buffers can greatly affect water quality. Without a proper buffer, you would have all runoff from roads, wildlife, and human activity go right into the river. Riparian buffers usually consist of trees, shrubs, and other vegetation that grows along the edge of streams or other bodies of water. Not only do they aid in reducing water pollution, but they can also reduce erosion, provide habitat to countless critters, and provide nutrient contribution to the water that will further benefit our freshwater and marine organisms. So one can imagine that without a riparian buffer, any car debris, oil, or trash from roads would be washed right into creeks or lakes. Other factors that may affect water quality is human activity, specifically our cleanliness and maintenance of storm drains that empty into waterways, along with how we use the specific body of water and the laws and regulations that are in place to protect or not protect against industrial discharge or any discharge of water into waterways. Some other natural factors could be the geology of the area and stream, the topography, and the source of that water. When it comes to any discharge into waterways, there are regulations for what can be introduced into these bodies of water. According to the Clean Water Act, it is unlawful to discharge any pollutant from a point source into navigable waters. We can also frequently test our waterways for pH, turbidity, dissolved solids and oxygen, particulate matter, and much more that can give us an idea of what's occurring in each waterway. Depending on the factors that are measured, you can also get a clue on any indirect point of pollution, like agricultural runoff that may be affecting your stream. Water quality can be surveyed by looking at the macroinvertebrates that live within the water. Macro meaning can see it with the naked eye, and invertebrate meaning that it is an organism without a backbone. Using a net and waders, one can walk into the water and kick up the sediment while dragging the net to catch any critters that rise from the rocks and sediment. There you can identify countless macroinvertebrates that require a certain kind of water quality to live. Mayflies, for example, are considered Class 1 organisms that need high dissolved oxygen and very clean water. So finding different species of mayflies is a good sign to a healthy stream. The opposite can be said for other macroinvertebrates like leeches. That is a Class 3 organism that can survive in very polluted waters. We can be affected mainly through our drinking water. Bad water quality means higher costs of cleaning that water when sent to water treatment plants. Those costs come directly from our community. Nitrates in drinking water, for example, can greatly affect children, causing adverse health effects and risks. It can also affect the wildlife in our communities that depend on those waterways to drink, breed, or find food. A polluted or mistreated waterway can result in algal blooms that can kill off native and beneficial plants, while also choking out marine organisms that need a certain level of dissolved oxygen. Water quality directly affects the condition of the environment and how living things around it can be impacted. Water is one of the most basic components of life, so mistreated waterways will be felt in all aspects of the food chain and human life. Being aware of the water quality of your local watershed and what can affect it can help us hold our environmental management organizations to a higher standard, to enforce strict regulations and protect our waterways.